So I want to talk about the possibility that Pokemon scalping might be coming not to an end, but might be slowing down here in the near future. I feel like right now we are entering sort of a weird point because the last few months have been very strong for this market, sales extremely high, prices just continuously going up. But obviously, you see around this whole space, YouTube videos, just, any of these, I guess, Pokemon investing related places on the internet, a lot of people are talking about these crashes. They're selling all these sorts of things. And now we have Journey Together here, which recently has been going downhill. It kind of brings up this topic of, are scalpers going to be going away here in the near future? Is scalping not going to be as much of an issue? Because I feel like scalping was really at its peak with Prismatic Evolutions, it being a specialty set. All the products, obviously, except for the PCETBs you could find in stores, it being a specialty set, all the products were going to be higher than if it was a main set, where main sets have booster boxes. And we saw some extremely high numbers in prices for Prismatic. And if you could go to a store and hit a stock of Prismatic, you can make hundreds of dollars very easily. Because look at all these products, Prismatic. At its even lowest point, you could still double your money because you can buy these in stores for like $55. You could still double your money, but if you were even able to find it, at this point, you could still double your money. And if you can find it now or at the very beginning, you could have like tripled your money, which is pretty insane. But I don't think really any people are really hitting any Prismatic restocks anymore. I feel like it's sort of gone. Like I think the whole like wave of people find them at stores is kind of over with. But just all these products, surprise boxes, same thing. Even when these did hit their bottom, I mean, these MSRP I think is like $23. You can still triple your money, which is crazy, right? And obviously now, if you could, find them, which I don't think you can, and you're just over tripling your money because 23 times 3 is like $70. So yeah, all these products you could see insane margins on if you could just find them at retail, which obviously is how scalpers find them. Binder collections, same thing. These did drop at one point to 30 or to $60. MSRP I believe is $30. So still, you could double your money even when these were at their bottom. Obviously, right now they're higher. You could I guess like 2.5x your money, which is still very good. Now the booster bundles. The booster bundles are a pretty new product. I believe MSRP for these are $27. Even when these did drop to like $70 because now they're like 80. Think about it. That's still like what? Tripling your money almost. I think around there. Pretty close. Is my math okay? 27 times 3. I guess that would be what it's at now. So you're like 2.5xing your money or something like that buying at MSRP. Still, that's like crazy, right? Those margins are insane. But Journey Together, I feel like is like the brick in the road, or just, a big difference in terms of scalping, where it's not as viable to make money. It doesn't make as much sense because you can't 2 or 3x your money going to a retail store, waiting outside. You can't because, sales have gone down, prices have gone down. And I feel like maybe for scalpers that came from Prismatic, right? Maybe saw some crazy, margins, made a lot of money, whatever. I feel like Journey Together, this kind of, middle, kind of, in this weird point of I mean, you can still make money, but you can't make a lot. I feel like some scalpers, because of this set, might go away. And I believe that's good. And, I've talked about it before. This set was the only set I was able to, find at, a retail store at MSRP. Or it really wasn't MSRP, but I was able to find it at, a retail store. And I feel like with just this slowdown we're seeing with this set, and if the fact you can't just go buy, any of these products at retail and double your money, I feel like this could be the point where for the next set that comes out, right? Or just in general, these restocks and stuff, I feel like we might be entering a point where scalping might be slowing down. Now, I could be completely wrong, maybe because Destined Rivals is coming up next. Maybe there's going to be a ton more hype that gets brought up to it. Then there's just going to be still an insane amount of scalpers. But I have this feeling that with this amount of kind of negativity in this market and how many people are talking about this crash, the economy, things slowing down and selling their stuff, I feel like the scalping problem is going to go away a little bit here. With Journey Together ETBs, at one point, yeah, these were crazy, right? Like these were super expensive. And even at $80, like if you can find them in stores for like 50, like if you sell them for, I don't know, like $80, you're making what is that, like a 60% gain or something? That's still decent, but after taxes and stuff, you're only making like $20, so I guess then it's not that great. But yeah, just with this set, you can't really scalp it to make a lot of money. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like I bought mine for like $55 and after taxes it was like 60. So right now if you go to a store and you're paying $60, right, for this ETB, and you can sell it for 75, and that's online, right? If you're shipping and fees, you're breaking even. You're not making any money. And if you're gonna sell locally, maybe you can sell them for $70. What, you're gonna make $10 on an ETB? How many ETBs are you buying in the store? Like a few? Is there limitations now? Because that's a thing, right? Are you buying a couple ETBs? You're making $10. Are you gonna go meet up with multiple people to make a cup? Like, it doesn't make sense with Journey Together really to scalp because the margins aren't as good as people were seeing with Prismatic. And I feel like with this, just generally how everything is seeming, I feel like scalping could be on its way downhill. We go to the other products, booster bundles, I believe, you can find these in store for around $27, something around there, maybe around 30. Same thing, I mean, you're buying them at 30, and after taxes, it's going to be around there. Right now, they're going for $40. You're not making like much money. Like your margins on these is a little bit better than the ETBs, making $10 off of a $30 thing versus like $60. Yeah, it's better, but still, how many of these are you buying? And like it doesn't make as much sense because your margins are not going to be worth it to go around to stores try to catch restocks. It's not worth it. And with sleeve boosters, this is just one of the other products I put up here. MSRP for these, I remember mine. I was buying them for $487. So after taxes, it's gonna be like $5. No one is going to be buying these to make $1 off of each of them. And if you're selling in person, most likely you're not gonna sell full market. You're making pennies if you're trying to sell this and scalp it from these Walmarts and Targets. So I just wanted to bring this up because I've noticed just how bad the margins are with, I guess if you're trying to scalp these from retail stores, how it doesn't really make sense for Journey Together, but it did with Prismatic, and how this possibly could carry over into the next set because people, the scalpers that came from Prismatic, will see this, that there's not really any money to be made, and maybe they'll go away. But like I said, it's possible. Maybe Destiny Rivals comes out, or we get more reveals, and maybe those reveals we get of the cars maybe makes the set go crazy, and then there's another wave of scalpers possible. But just how things are seeming right now, I don't know. I'm getting this sort of feeling that things, at least scalpers and stuff, it's slowing down a bit, I feel like. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's possible scalpers are going to be going away here pretty soon? Or do you think it's still continuing? Are you able to find any product at your stores? Do you still see scalpers? Let me know down in the comments below. I don't know. I just feel like there's no money really to be made with Journey Together to scalp. So I feel like they will kind of be disappearing once they find out. Maybe they'll go to the stores and try to list them and they can't make money. I feel like we are getting to that point, especially with Journey Together. And I feel like it could carry over to the next set. So that's all I want to say here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.